So hello and welcome to the video here. I'm going to just show you how to clean your violin using a commercially available polish. It's very straightforward. I'm going to use our own brand of polish which you can get from thestringzone.com. So the method is the same for this polish or any of the other polishes available on our site at the String Zone. So to do the initial clean, I like to use old bed sheets torn up into squares. They're nice and clean. They're great for putting the polish on. You can see the dirt that's coming off, and absolutely ideal. You can also, of course, use several in the procedure if necessary. For your final polishing and buffing off, I like to use yellow dusters, good quality, which have been laundered several times. Takes all the lint out of them, and they're absolutely perfect for this job. So let's get going. Here's your polish. Give it a good shake to agitate. It's worth doing this for any of them, even if it doesn't say so on the bottle. Mixes the ingredients up nicely. So I'm going to clean half the instrument so that you can see the difference that the polish can make. So on the cloth, let's start with the top rib. And just an initial rub, and you can see the amount of dirt already that's coming off. A little bit more. So I'm working to get the polish well into the corner there where the rib meets the back of the instrument. Let's have a go at this section here. Okay, so we'll give this a polish off just to see how we're doing. So, coming along. Right, now I'm going to do half of the front now, and we'll see the contrast. So we're going to need a fair amount of the polish, to be honest, with this instrument, because it is really dirty. Take a look. So I'm just doing a little section at a time. I can feel the dirt coming off. Starting to see the varnish underneath there. Now it's interesting that this type of instrument, they were often made with fake dirt at the outset. And it is actually important to be able to distinguish between real dirt and fake dirt. Obviously the fake dirt is not going to come off, so you should get to a stage where you can quite easily tell that the real dirt is off and what's left is just the fake stuff. So I hope you can see what I'm doing. I'm just going to buff it off to see what sort of progress we're making. Now this instrument really is actually, it's at the extreme end of what you could reasonably expect to get clean with a commercial product rather than a professional solvent-based workshop product, which that kind of cleaner is not available to the player, as you have to really know what type of varnish you're dealing with and use the appropriate cleaner. Right, I can feel now that I'm beginning to get down to the nice clean varnish surface. Still dirt coming off, as you can see. Let's just buff up. Now we're getting now to what I would call squeaky clean. Just on the varnish itself. If I move and do the same thing up where there's still dirt, you can hear a completely different sound, and the feel under the polishing cloth is quite different. Here it's smooth and glossy, here it sticks with the dirt. Let's take a new piece of polishing cloth. I'm just slowly working my way up. Just around the sound hole. Be careful when you're doing the sound hole in this area by the wing. If you press too hard, it's possible to actually cause a crack in the instrument. A lot of old instruments do have what we call wing cracks just here, so just be aware of that if you feel your instrument is a bit delicate in that area. Okay, so we're getting there slowly. Now in a professional workshop environment there are other products that we can use for this level of dirt which are quicker and extremely effective, but I just wanted to use the simple polish here today just to show you what you can achieve, the player can achieve themselves. I can't imagine that many instruments out there that are being played on a regular basis are in this state, so as I say, this is just to show you what you can achieve with this polish. Okay, so there's a couple of stubborn areas here which I can work on close in. Of course, it's always the front of an instrument which gets the most dirt, simply because it's horizontal virtually all the time and dust and rosin falls on it and sticks. The back itself is almost self-cleaning, it's in contact with the player and doesn't really get exposed to the sort of dirt anywhere near that the front does. Right, I'm just going to polish this off and we can see then the difference. Okay, so you can see the difference it's made. This front has got quite a bit of patination, old dirt, almost original from when the instrument was made, in actual fact, sort of semi-antiquing effect. Now the back, as you can see, is nowhere near as dirty as the front, so we'll just do a little section on the back, and you can see again the contrast and the degree to which the polish can give you a nice shine. So let's just do the top half. So there is dirt, as you can see, but nothing like the quantity that was on the front there. Okay. So there we go, squeaky clean. So we've got the top half, bottom half. So I think we'll do the head for a little bit and see, we can see the contrast one side to the other. I'll take these old pegs out. Alright, so let's just clean one side of the peg box and the scroll. I'll turn it round, hopefully you can see then a bit more easily. Right, so this is pretty much the basic technique. You use your white cotton cloth to do the actual cleaning and your yellow duster to do the polishing off. So there's the peg box. We'll do a little more. So I'm just using my fingernails to get right into the corner of the scroll turns. The dirt on here is coming off quite easily actually. There we go. We'll do a little more. So you just have to be patient, work steadily away till you get the effect that you want. Now once you've got the instrument clean, because there's no oil in this polish, there's no sticky residue will be left on the instrument, so it won't attract dust and rosin and so on. So just need a very light polish with your clean yellow cloth every now and then, until such time as you feel you want to use the polish again. There's also no abrasive in this polish either, so it's perfectly safe, but don't overdo it. Okay. There you go. Before, after. Now I've got another instrument here, which is a French one, similar type of thing, student instrument, but this one is French. This one is what we call a Corsan style instrument. This particular varnish pattern is called the Corsan style, and it's as the instrument was made. It's not actual dirt. There's a certain amount of dirt on here, but mostly it's fake. So we'll just do a little a little session with the front so that you can see the difference. Let's take these strings off. Okay, so we'll just do the front of this one. So there's a certain amount of dirt coming off, but most of it is actual fake dirt when the instrument was made. Let's get a nice clean yellow duster. Okay, so I'm just going to do this area here immediately under the bow, where the bow crosses the strings. This is nice and clean and shiny, but you've still got the original sort of fake antiquing effect that was done when typical of this style. And then again here, darker varnish. This is actual original, that's not dirt. It shines up nicely, but it does not and should not come off. Okay. So that's the use of a of a commercially available polish. Very safe and effective on most instruments, but if your instrument is really dirty, I would recommend that you consult a professional violin maker rather than just going ahead and trying to clean the instrument yourself. On the whole, I'd regard most of these commercial products as revivers and light cleaners. They're not really designed for major cleaning. This one, I've used it to demonstrate how effective it can be, but in a workshop environment with an instrument in this state, you'd probably use a slightly more different technique initially. But as I say, it does show you how effective this particular polish is. So thanks for looking. Any questions or comments, do put them on the YouTube channel, and hope to see you again. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.